Well, I think the perimeter market's growing because customers are recognizing that penetrations, physical penetrations to their properties are happening whether they know it or not. People are penetrating properties, stealing critical assets, copper, aluminum, valuable metals, other things that they can actually hawk on the open market.
Over time, the threat level and needs have changed. And I would say at this moment, with discussions going on in the world, a lot of companies are really investing to make sure that they have a good perimeter protection.
So if you think about why we're looking more at perimeter protection, is we've had a number of terroristic events that have occurred in the United States, around the world, where people have penetrated properties, taken shots at critical infrastructure, say power substations and such, and that could take out your entire infrastructure for a specific area. So I think people are recognizing that perimeter is important, and that to ignore it, you're actually ignoring a critical piece of your security portfolio.
Which technology or which technologies should one use for perimeter protection?
So I don't think that there is one technology that can resolve every single instance in the market today. I think that there isn't a magic technology. What's important is to make sure that you deliver the right technology for the right applications. Every technology has its strengths and every technology has its weaknesses.
Everything starts with physical security, where you are really putting fences, still two-dimensional there, but now you have to think about the third dimension, and then laser technology, radar technology, radio frequency checking, and also drone technology is all combined into one solution.
But I think there's a lot of security technologies that can be applied to a customer's property. If you think about the layering of security from the outside perimeter to the perimeter, inside perimeter, building, and inside the building itself, you have to have layers of security as you go out.
So when looking at technologies, in thinking about ground-based security and the two-dimensional paradigm, there's typically smaller fields of view that have, in some cases, wide horizontal but very narrow vertical field of view. So the technologies that are best suited for this three-dimensional paradigm are typically specified in volumes of coverage as opposed to area and coverage.
It's also important to ensure that you have a layered protection solution, so you can't just depend on using one particular type of sensing technology. It's important to incorporate the technologies together to create a harmony.
How has the introduction of drones changed the perimeter security market?
I think you have to be aware of that new things or new threats are coming in to the market, and that will continue to do that forever, I would say. So what we see, because of the drones coming in, is that the requests are that customers want open systems. So you can add on and connect different technologies that could solve the drone problems that they have.
The perimeter is not the same anymore. Yeah? A perimeter today is an area that you need to protect. It's a boundary. Yeah? And you have those boundaries in different levels. So today you are looking at boundaries multiple kilometers out of your area, where before that you were only looking a couple of 100 meters away. Before that you were looking at inbound intrusions, where today we are just looking at movement, just looking at changes.
Before we were just thinking about people breaching our perimeter or vehicles breaching our perimeter. Now we have to worry about the air. So we worried about the ground. Ground's pretty much solid. We've taken care of that. We know when people are coming towards the property. But drones can be used in many forms that they're malevolent. And honestly, they can be used to spy. They can be used to do corporate espionage, looking at how a property is operating. They can be even used by eco-terrorists.
Are governments taking the threat from drones seriously enough?
I believe the Western governments are taking very seriously the threat. So far, thank God, we haven't seen so many dramatic attacks done intentionally with big financial means and organization skills involving drones, right? It has been rather amateurish, or it's been terrorist attacks operating in some remote places like the Middle East. But those things are going to happen. It's just a matter of time before they actually happen in the Western world.